Qatar, Jupp. Veltmann joins us from military Cyprus. We've talked a lot about Cyprus in the past. It is the automatic activation device I have in my parachute equipment, that many people have in their parachute equipment. But Jupp, military Cyprus, is it different than what I use, or is it the same?
Yes, it's very different, because the main difference is that with the normal Cyprus you are supposed to take off and land at the same place. So all the Cyprus, they work with air pressure, and all the calculation is based on air pressure. And with the military Cyprus, it doesn't make a lot of sense if they take off and land at the same place. So the military just wants to travel around and want to land somewhere else. Yeah. So they need the air pressure of the target drop zone where they want to go. And that is what makes the big difference.
You've got some equipment here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can I just pass some things over? Do you want to see this one or this one? Or?
This one is the main thing. So, and this is the newest version of our military Cyprus. It just came out.
Yeah.
So this has a few additional features that we didn't have before. For example, the display is illuminated.
Right.
The other thing is we have a remote control. So the old calculator that with which you could calculate the air pressure if you didn't know exactly what is the air pressure at your target drop zone. You could use a calculator with some other information that you may get. But this is now at the same time our remote control. So when the jump master calculates the air pressures, so he may come up with 985 hectopascal.
Yes.
And then with this you can put into each Cyprus which is on board when you take over or you take off and fly to another drop zone. So not every jumper has to switch on or to set his own Cyprus, so the jump master, he can just do for everybody else with this remote control. Yes. So that is the main difference which we have on the new military Cyprus. Another thing is also that you can replace the display. In the past we had a few incidents, let's say, where the display was damaged because especially with military or students, they in a rough environment, so they get damaged sometimes, and in the past they had to send the whole thing back to us. Now with the new one you can replace the display. We just send it out to you if it's damaged and you can replace it yourself.
Interesting stuff. How did you get involved in all? I mean, you've always been with military Cyprus as long as I've known you, but how did you get involved in all this?
Yeah, actually I was in the military myself for 12 years. When I was 17 I joined the military in Germany, and I was in different parachute units. I had an accident at the end of my time, and so after 12 years I had to leave. I could not stay there anymore. Yeah. I was still in the reserve. I had to go every few months for a few weeks, but I was at the same time looking for another job because I didn't learn anything else besides military. I went in there right after school. And so I started skydiving in the civilian world. I became AFF instructor and tandem and examiner also, and master rigger for parachutes. We did a lot of courses. My wife that joined me on a parachute, on a tandem jump one day, she never left. She did the AFF course with me, so she's still with me after 30 years.
Fantastic.
And she is also working at AirTech.
Yes.
She is in the office. And
you can say who she is if you want. You can tell people.
Yeah.
Or if you want to keep it secret. I don't know.
No, it's not secret. Most of the people know her anyway. Yes. At least through the telephone.
Yes.
But also she is sometimes traveling with me.
Yes.
Sometimes she's taking holidays. When I go to a nice country, she sometimes follows me or comes with me. Yeah, a lot of people know her already. Her name is Regina. So if you ever get in contact through phone and somebody is saying I'm Regina, then you know it's my wife.
And what about here in Qatar with this event? I mean, it's incredible to be in this new place, isn't it? To be doing this SISM. I mean, how many SISMs have you been involved in?
Oh, I don't know exactly how many I did.
Right.
So I have to count, but I think the first one was in Lushenets many years ago.
Yeah.
And then since then I was, I think, on all the systems since then. But my main job is usually to travel around the world, to go to the military units and to train them how to use the Cyprus in the correct way.
Right.
So because the military Cyprus is different and it has additional features, So it's good if you know your equipment. So that is my job, to train the people in the different countries how to use the military Cypress in the correct way. For example, we will have visitors soon from another country coming to AirTech. So there's sometimes I travel, sometimes they come to us.
Yeah.
Then in December I have to go to Netherlands, in January to Belgium,
Yeah.
then to India, maybe in between to Indonesia, and so on. So now that it's not over, unfortunately, but I thought it would be over, the corona shit. But now it's rising again, so I'm not
Europe,
sure.
it's going crazy right now.
Yes, so I don't know if all these travelings that we are planning right now will really happen. But before, the last trip I did was to Jordan, not too long ago. But that was the first trip after almost 2 years that I did not travel. So I was happy that it started again, but now I don't know what will happen in the next weeks.
So we've got the military Cypress, we've got the civilian Cypress I use.
Yes.
Is the technology used in other aspects? Is it used in the space industry?
Yes. Parts of the Cypress are also used in the space industry.
Yeah.
For example, the cutter is used on rockets that bring satellites into space. I just heard that also something is used where they try to clean the space from garbage that is flying around.
Yes.
There's also some things from Cyprus involved. The rocket in New Zealand, I heard they use more than 30 cutters for their different stages that when they go up. So they use our cutters for that. And then of course Cyprus was used in space by Felix Baumgartner when he did the first jump from space. And now with Virgin Galactic, when they were flying up into space, they all had our aircrew Cypress on board. So I used it also. And
I saw the rigs and I was trying to look at what they had.
They also had our Cypress with them. And actually with the Cypress, one pilot with this aircrew pilot is also another kind of Cypress. It's not civilian, it's not military, it's a special made Cypress, especially for aircrew people, for pilots, people working in the back of the airplane, dropping cargo and so on. And so far one pilot was saved with our aircrew Cypress.
And with the aircrew Cypress, might sound like a stupid question, but they've got the facility to open the parachute themselves, or is it all automatic?
They also have the chance to open the parachute themselves, depending on their equipment, on their parachute container, whatever they have. But usually they also have their handle where they can also open. But this guy, he was, the plane broke apart and he got out from high altitude, and he also got hurt on his getting out. He didn't jump, but he jumps. He doesn't know how he got out. But he got hurt and he was in and out of consciousness, so he did not activate his emergency parachute himself. So the aircrew Cypress activated and saved his life.
Would it be the same kind of height we use, 750 feet?
No, that works different. So it is activating below, I think, 13,000 feet. So it's because of oxygen.
Right.
But anytime below 13,000 feet, above sea level, if you in that space, in that area, that altitude, and you have a speed of 35 meters per second, still going down, then it will activate.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. Well, Jupp, hey, what a pleasure to catch up with you.
Hey, good to meet you again too. Yes. So we met before many times, and now we meet here in Qatar.
We normally do a demonstration on the table with the cutter. We get everybody around, all the competitors. 400 people here for this event in Qatar, and I think we did all right. We got through the full interview without much of a disturbance.
Not too much.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Jupp.
Yeah, you're welcome. Very welcome. Thank you. Thank you.